Hey everybody, back again, another video here. Yeah, but it's been a wild week. The neighbor, uh, she had some issues, uh, family emergencies. Son gets arrested, he's in jail. Parole violation. Her granddaughter was kicked out of the house, and she stole a TV. She stole the surround sound. She just all kinds of stuff. I changed all of her locks, changed the garage door. I put up a whole bunch of lights in front of her house, fixed her sprinklers. Uh, I I redid a block wall for her. Fixed some lights and TVs and moved some stuff. I mean, you know, she's old. She's an older woman, and her husband passed away, and her family just the people here in town mistreated the shit out of her. So her family's coming from out of town, took her off, and she's in Prescott right now, doing some stuff with her daughter, and she broke her foot. So it is just one thing after another. I spent better part of 2 days redoing the shed with all kinds of tables and shelving units and stuff. Just built it like crazy, and I've just been busy, busy. Uh, the most recent news in the paranormal world is Satori and the people for the Conjuring House. They're stepping aside because they're tired of getting all the bad publicity and the people questioning their abilities and so on and so forth. But there's the side where you believe that it's possible, and then there's the side where you're questioning the reality of it because it is too fantastic to be true. For starters, one thing that always stuck out to me was you go back to older videos of the Conjuring House. You go back to when who was it? Adam Berry and the other woman from Ghost Hunters. They went there, and even before them, we had a couple other big name YouTube paranormal groups go there, and you walk down the stairs, and to the right there is that door, and then to the left is all the rest of the basement. That's where everybody sees what's going on to that side. But older videos, that right door didn't exist. It was either, I can't remember if it was an opening that was framed for a door, or if the door was just open all the time with stuff in front of it. But that used to be like a big room where people, there's a whole bunch of videos. Chip Coffee was in there once or twice for different meetings and paranormal investigations. And then all of a sudden, Satori and them, they get into it, and the new group is there, and all of a sudden that door is shut, and there's now thumping everywhere, and people and cameras everywhere, and it's like, it's one of those things where in the back of your head you're thinking, okay, there is somebody in that room hidden watching on cameras and listening to the conversations, and they're doing the Google searches, and they're pulling up people's family trees and whatnot. It's like, it's not hard to find a person's family tree when you know their first and last name and their brother's name, because we all went to school, and in school they have us do our family trees, and our family trees are on the genealogy pages and everything. And a lot of these people, they schedule these meetings and these investigations months in advance, so it gives them time to look things up. And that's where the people are questioning this. It's really, really hard. But, there's also the whole thing of, with Satori and her man meat, they've been doing this everywhere, all over the country, different events. They do it at different places, different haunted buildings. When ghost hunters came back for that short-lived burst, I mean, we watched it happen so many times. And, how do they, go, okay, hey, I lost my pen, and then they're like, check over here, and a spirit tells them that the warden's pen fell off the desk and rolled into a spot underneath a baseboard somewhere, and that's where it stayed for 3-4 decades. I mean, an old ass pen, and they find it under the floorboards. It's like, could they have planted it? Yes, but again, where's the planning in that? You don't know if there's going to be an opening to toss it there and hide it, and you've got camera crews and sound guys everywhere. So it's something that's hard to fake, but also at the same time, in a controlled setting such as the Conjuring House, it is an easy thing to fake. So that's where you get both sides, both arguments of it's real, it's fake. It's real, it's fake. I mean, I'm a dedicated skeptical believer. That's just who I am. I see a lot of good paranormal videos, a lot of videos that have a lot of real incidents, but then I see a whole bunch where it's absolutely stupid, like what we're going to be watching here with Mindjunkie, again with the junk pre-made little screen there with the ghost. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. But I mean, I'll move some of this crap out of the way. I've got to replace parts on the truck. I've got CDs and stuff in Prodigy, and my very rare and still in the original plastic Man sheet 1 with the acid tab paper. It's hard to find these days. And there's a few on eBay, but they're hard to find. So let's get into it, people. Ding dong.
The first creepy video was uploaded to the Japanese ghost hunting channel Mindjunkie TV. As part of a series of videos exploring haunted locations around Japan, paranormal investigator Shiroko visited an abandoned train station which, according to him, was one of the most terrifying locations he's ever visited. Not long ago, Higashi Aoyama Station was a busy transportation hub, but after an accident inside a tunnel caused the passing of 25 people and a landslide destroyed part of the railway line, The tracks were rerouted and a new station building was constructed. Today, the old station and its railway tunnel have been reclaimed by the forest and
Dude, I'd love to go to abandoned tunnels and stuff like that. Those are the fun ones.
locals say it's haunted by the ghosts of those who tragically passed away in that fateful accident.
I can't remember. There was I want to say it was a Bigfoot show, and they were being led through a tunnel, and the guy found it was a side offshoot tunnel, and then when you exit it, you see a light in the distance, and it turns out that it was like an overlook that could see where they were camping. And that's the spot where they were like seeing lights and stuff the night before.
Scirocco decides to investigate for himself just how haunted the old station is, but is totally unprepared for what happens.
マジでさ、こういうとこからこうやって、やっぱこの高さっていうのが怖いけど、どうしてもリアリティだよね。この白線の感じと。いやでも一生来ることのない電車をさ、こうやって待つわけだから。ちょっと待って。ちょっと待って、本当に怖い。手になんかついてたって。虫
Did you see it? As Scirocco makes his way out of the creepy abandoned tunnel and onto the
ちょっと待って。一生来ることのない電車をさ、
Let's look at this in slow-mo again. Frame by frame. Right. Yeah. Something was literally holding his hand. Right here. That. You got a finger and a finger. Now, let's see. Yeah. You can see it. The hand. And then it's gone. It's there, and then it's gone. Absolutely gone. I mean, even if it was something that he had attached to his wrist, I mean, it wouldn't have, like, flung away that fast. So, yeah.
of the creepy abandoned tunnel and onto the old platform, something suddenly seems to touch his arm. He drops his torch in fright, but by the time he turns to check behind him, there's nothing there.
And, with all this foliage here and the trees and bushes and stuff, and being on a block path, if it was somebody like really behind him, you'd be able to hear their footsteps and them jumping into like the bushes or running off into the distance. You'd hear that stuff because you can't really remove the footsteps, like, unless you're really into editing. You'd be removing the footsteps and then adding the background insects and wind noise back to the audio, and that just take too damn long.
Several commenters say they could see a hand reaching out and touching Scirocco, but Scirocco thinks it might have just been an insect brushing his arm. But what do you think? Could it be one of the ghosts who supposedly haunts the abandoned train station? Let me know down.
Yeah. See. I mean, when it's touching him, you can see the glisten of the light off the fingernails. So it was a physical being.
Hello. If you're a fan of scary videos, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads.
Don't tell me what to do.
The next set of creepy clips comes from the TikTok user Slam Your Eye. Sam Aldridge, the man behind the TikTok account, lives with his family in a mid-century home in North Carolina, USA. You might think he's living the dream, but he claims there's a lot more to the house than meets the eye. It might be an idyllic family home today, but in the past, it was the location of several tragic incidents. Not only that, but when the previous owners decided to build a hot tub in the backyard, they made a horrifying discovery while digging out the soil. If that wasn't creepy enough, since moving in, Sam has witnessed multiple disturbing events that he can't quite explain. Even Loki, the family dog, senses that there is something not quite right about the house.
He has no shot collar, no shot collar at all. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and take this off just so you'll know that there's nothing there. Come on, bud. Hey, it's okay. It's okay, buddy. Settle down. Oh, I posted it. Both heard that. And see, now he's gonna run and leave me up here like a see? Straight up.
Animals are often said to have a better connection with the spirit world, often sensing things that we humans are completely unaware of. Could it be that Loki is sensing someone or something we can't see? According to Sam, the house is full of strange design choices, including a door upstairs that leads into a creepy attic space. In an update shared to TikTok, Sam captures something truly scary while filming that very door.
You can kind of see just how high up that door actually is if you're on the bottom floor. Yeah, you're looking at 10 plus 8, so you're looking at least 18 feet from your...
Oh, the shadow tricks. And, there's a thing called frogging, where you go and live in people's attics and stuff, and you eat their food and do stuff. And there's a nice movie about it, too. I See You. So it's like, anytime there's, like, noises in attics and people are, like, doing videos like this, that's all I can think is people living in the attic, frogging people.
Feet coming down. Why the f?
At the time, Sam doesn't realize what he had just captured on.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the frame by frame here. He didn't realize what he captured on the video here. Yeah, he didn't realize what he captured. Let's see. Okay, we've got something on the table, and then the chair. Now, the if you look at all this blur here, all this blur, this is, you've got a cut crisp edge here, but then it blurs here, and it's like it's blurry. This whole section is blurry, and then you have these crisp, clean edges. And is that supposed to be the shadow of the chair, or what? Because it makes no sense. Makes no sense for there to be this much motion blur going side to side on a video that's going up and down. The camera's coming down, but the motion blur is sideways, and that doesn't track. Literally doesn't track with actual motion blur. Like when you have motion blur, like you look at the light, the top of the light here, you look at the motion blur as he's panning down and panning up and stuff. There's that motion blur. But the motion blur on the chair and on this shadow I'm seeing here of the chair, the motion blur is going sideways. Even when this shadow figure is here and the camera's going back up, the motion blur of the frame here that is no longer where, like, the shadow's here, but the motion blur of this frame is going sideways, which makes no sense. I mean, even the motion blur of this, look. There. That's an edit. There's a poor edit there. Oh. Look right there. Yeah, that's just poor editing.
The door, but the presence of unexplained voices too.
Hey, you got your Chewy. She ate her Chewy. Come on. Silly dogs. But yeah, the voices, it's a whoosh sound, and it makes no sense. That's just poor editing, and you know, he's building this whole previous history, and it's haunted, and that's his TikTok is all about his haunted house. So this is another one of them faked videos.
One night, just a short while later, Sam begins to hear strange noises from upstairs.
That whisper, I just realized what that is.
Point out not just the creepy shadow that passed below the door, but the presence of unexplained voices too.
That whoosh sound, that's the door closing on the Enterprise. That's Star Trek sound.
One night, just a short while later, Sam begins to hear strange noises from upstairs, so he grabs his phone and starts filming, but nothing could prepare him for what he was about to discover.
Okay, so phone and flashlight. Phones have the lights on them now. They've had them for a while. So why is he using a flashlight? That's to add ambiance to the horror and scariness and spookiness of it. And it also helps, hide and mask things because you can move the light away from what you're recording. And we're on to the whole Blair Witch crap.
Holy shit.
From the darkness, Sam captures something that looks a lot like a pair of small, glowing eyes just watching him.
Doesn't look like eyes at all.
These creepy occurrences are not limited to the late hours of the night. Even in broad daylight, Sam is an unwilling witness to all kinds of terrifying phenomena.
Let's see. Ding, and doot 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 doot. Yeah, you can see the shape mask. You can see the shape mask of the person in the Green Man suit. There is a clear edge. Right here, there is a clear edge. Clear edge. Let's see. Where? Yep. You've got an arm, shoulder, leg moving off to the side. Yeah, it is a person in a Green Man suit. That is almost had me on that one until I saw the how much lighter this got. Right, look right here. Right here. Green Man suit. And then, ooh, even right there too. When when he swings it over. Yeah, clear image. Boom. Everything is completely pixelated right here. Nothing else is pixelated. Nothing else is pixelated. It's just this shape mask. It's just the shape mask. All of it's nice, clear, and it's pixelated from the turn. He shape masked everything in this square. He just click and drag and made a square right here.
A sudden noise startles Sam, and a faint white apparition can be seen moving past a rocking horse, which then begins to move. These incidents have left Sam and his family frightened, and his viewers are urging him to get as far away from the house as possible, as it is full of bad and evil energy, as this commenter puts it. So, what are your thoughts on this matter? Are Sam and his family being tormented by the ghosts of those previously buried there? Leave a comment below with your thoughts.
Come on, get back, get back, get back. Yeah, even these, I mean, the eyes, but you can see a rod of some kind here and here. But yeah, I want to point out something real quick here about this camera. This is like an $1,800 camera with a $1,800 lens, and he's got it just chilling on the whatever the fuck that is. So yeah, dude's got wine everywhere, and I'm betting that he does his job as something in video, in making movies or shows and whatnot.
Buried there? Leave a comment below with your thoughts.
The Fort's Phantom.
This next creepy entry comes from the YouTube channel Ryan Jones. Ryan and a group of friends venture out on a camping trip to Whidbey Island, a scenic spot in Washington, United States. On a particularly cold day, they decide to visit Fort Casey. The fort is now a museum, but when it was built in the 1890s, it was an important strategic location for the US military. There are also rumours that it is haunted by the ghosts of soldiers who lost their lives at the fort, with visitors reporting hearing strange noises, seeing ghostly figures, and witnessing objects moving on their own. Ryan describes himself as an open-minded skeptic rather than a believer in the paranormal, but what he is about to capture on camera might just change his mind.
Is this? I'm wondering if this is the one with the soldier walking past the doorway, or if this is the Hat Man.
Did you catch that? I'll play it again, but if you blink, you'll miss it. While Ryan is filming the dark, spooky corridors inside the fort, a human-like figure appears right in front of him for a split second before Ryan pans the camera away. At first, Ryan didn't notice anything out of the ordinary during his visit to Fort Casey, but when he reviewed the footage at home, he was shocked by what he saw. Some viewers have suggested that the figure might have been the ghost of a soldier who passed away at the fortress, but what do you think? Did Ryan really capture a ghost on camera that day, or could it have been a trick of the light?
It was probably one of his friends walking in and then stopping and then carrying on, because if you're can't like, dude, you're going from looking at a light spot to a dark spot to a light spot and then back to the dark spot in seconds, and that is enough to screw up with the iris of the camera. It messes with the digital reading, and I mean it is a big enough issue where somebody could literally be standing there, the camera pans over, sees that it's a bright light, and then adjusts real quick, and then it looks like somebody appears out of nowhere, and that's how that works.
Leave a comment with what you're thinking. The next set of creepy clips was shared by TikTok user Pink86 after she and her daughter encountered something unexpected at a children's hospital in Phoenix, Arizona, USA.
Who is it?
It's so weird.
Is it you?
Is it me? It's not me.
It's motion sensor. There's no one over there. Okay, do it one more time.
Do it one more time, please.
Okay. One last time.
You okay? Wait, so are we friends now? Can you do it again if we're friends now?
Oh.
We're not friends? You don't like me? Okay.
Are you a doctor?
Are you a Wait, so do it.
Okay, so as somebody who's not only worked in a hospital, but also in maintenance and housekeeping and a lot of other jobs, including being a houseman and EVS, or environmental services, for, many places, those motion activated faucets and soap dispensers, they get activated easily by the infrared lights on phones. There's a little infrared light in here that does blink, and it will set those off. And it happens when you're on your phone or when you're recording video. It will. Let's see if this camera can pick up see right there. And see, I turned on the camera. See the light? Now, that infrared light, similar to the infrared light on a TV remote, let's see. Yeah. That light is enough to activate those infrared light sensors on the automatic faucets. Yes, waving your hand in front of it does work, because it's not just motion. It is picking up the shadow of your hand, which blocks the regular room light, and then it goes, okay, something happened. But turning on a camera or hitting the light from a remote will activate it.
Do it again if you're a doctor.
Strangely, the motion sensing tap seems to come on all on its own, and Pink 86, who claims to have a strong spiritual connection, believes that a spirit might be controlling the water. She and her daughter try asking it questions, which it seems to respond to.
It's literally turning on and off at set times, which means that it is turning on and then turning off. Because this being a hospital and being in Phoenix, I'm in Arizona, you know, the whole water deal is these are on timers. It is to conserve water. They turn on and they can only be turned on every so often, and there's a timer on how long the space is between when they can be turned on again. And that is this is exactly the same thing. Timing your questions to the beat of an automatic sensor is not hard to do.
What's another character trait I could ask her?
How old she is? Are you 5?
Why would she be 5? She's a doctor.
Oh, a doctor? Are you a doctor?
Didn't she say she was a doctor? I don't know.
Are you a child?
Wait. Okay, are you a child? I'm sorry. I'm confused. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying you're a doctor. I got confused. I'm sorry. So,
Are you 5? Are you 6? 7?
8.
9? You're 9?
But, however,
Do any
as if something has just moved past them, and then a dark shadow can be seen moving
Yeah, it's a hospital and people walk to and from.
along them. Pink 86 and her daughter don't seem to notice the shadow at the time, but cameras often pick up
Yeah, you can see the leg movement here
things that we humans
and the slight movement of the curtain.
don't see with the naked eye. What do you think this shadow was? Was it the ghostly entity that Pink
The sink is getting activated by infrared lights in the room. People are walking around in the other curtained off area. It's not haunted. It's not a ghost. It's just people wanting to believe in something when it's not.
86 believes has been controlling the tap? Or is there some other explanation? Share your thoughts below. Paranormal investigation channel Wokiatar Official uploads numerous videos exploring the most haunted locations in Pakistan.
I've seen a bunch of videos from these guys.
After hearing rumours about a creepy abandoned farmhouse that the terrified locals claim may be housing a demon, the trio of investigators behind the channel, Chand Ali, Asad Khan and Sherry Khan, decide to check it out. During their investigation, they begin to hear mysterious sounds coming from behind a closed door.
अंदर से आवाज़ें बड़ी अजीब सी आ रही हैं जैसे कोई बच्चे हों अंदर क्या है आवाज़ आई हाँ लोग हो गए मैंने से तो लोग की हो इस रूम से तो नहीं ना अभी तक कुछ हुआ पता नहीं इस रूम में क्या आवाज़ आ रही है कहीं ये रूम नहीं है इसको देखें तो शायरी भाई गोली थी अंदर के हालात इसको देखें तो
They said the door was locked. There's no locking mechanism on that door. There isn't even a locking mechanism on the knob.
उसको अंदर के हालात देखे यार अस्तगफिरुल्लाह
Door gonna slam now or what?
ये है क्या बाथरूम हालात चेक करें अंदर के यार इधर कॉर्नर में है कुछ क्या कॉर्नर में कुछ बैठा हुआ है यार सही है हाँ शायद मेरे मोबाइल पे रिकॉर्ड हुआ है
One of the investigators claims that he saw something in the corner of the room, and when they check the recording on his phone, this is what they see. A creepy figure is spotted in the corner of the room, but who or what is it? And if this isn't creepy enough, things are about to get a lot worse.
भी नहीं है यार इस जगह बैठी हुई थी इसी जगह वहाँ से बिल्कुल इस जगह पे
Okay, so to point something out here, the cuts between the scenes and the fact that the guy goes, it was right here on the ground, it was right here on the ground, and then the camera guy walks in and he's keeping the camera up, and then he waits for a second and then brings it down. Anybody could have been sitting in that corner, curled up, for the blink. Then, when they came in, all they had to do was just kind of stay low underneath the camera, sneak out behind the guy. And I mean, he's instead of walking directly into the room, he walks to the side of the door sideways, and he's making a big path between him and the one door frame. And these guys looks like the same group that did the raid, and the guys were using airsoft rifles, and they did a raid on a building, and then it was haunted. So I'm thinking this is another one of their little fake videos.
छोटा सा था उसका कद यार ऐसे ऐसे नीचे बैठी हो ना
Something slams the door shut behind them, as if it wants to trap them inside the room. Locked in and starting to panic, they try to get the door open, but then it flies open as if something on the other side violently pushed it. At the time, they couldn't see anything behind the door, but when they watch the footage back, they see something that shocks them to their core. Did you spot it? Just for a second, a figure can be seen lurking behind the door before it disappears again. Something that...
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the same face as here. It's the same face. So it's more than likely a mask. And if we go back even further to where is it? Oh, where is it? Yeah, it's ducking out of the way. Where's the damn door? We'll do it this way.
to their core. They couldn't.
Okay, that second door, when they walked in, it was closed, and then all of a sudden now it's open. So it's like, okay, how many times is that door going to be open and close, open and close? Between each take, it's either closed or open. Yeah, the wound on the guy's hand, yeah, he got smacked with the doorknob because they're playing it off, and taking a hit in the hand with a doorknob for likes and shares, no big deal.
Telling scary stories, and even collecting antique dolls. Scrolling through Facebook Marketplace one evening, Linda comes across an ad placed by someone giving away 4 antique dolls totally free of charge. Linda thinks she struck gold, but after bringing the dolls home and posing them on her bed, something weird happens. Right before her eyes, the dolls seem to move as if something we can't see is controlling them. Soon after that, right before her eyes, the dolls seem to move as if something we can't see is controlling them. Soon after, right before her eyes, the dolls seem to move as if.
Yeah, they want you to focus on this doll, but there's motion over here and back here. So I'm betting somebody is under the bed with their hand up, holding the doll and doing this. Because, I mean, you run a little channel, oh look, I'm buying ghost dolls. So, yeah. A little bit of motion back here. Motion in this arm over here.
Something we can't see is controlling them. Soon after that, even more strange things start occurring. Linda is showing her TikTok viewers a new haircut when this happens.
Hi! A lot of people wanted to see what my hair looks like.
Nobody wanted to see
So I
it.
wanted to see the sides. Like my bangs, I've had to like fix my bangs myself. But this is what it looks like if
It looks like you did, in fact, fix your bangs yourself.
I don't straighten pieces of it. And like, it's just a whole mess. Dang it. That scared me. Okay. God, what the fuck was that? Did you see that? Like, it ran. Oh no. Absolutely not. No, okay.
Linda starts to suspect her home could be haunted by some kind of spirit. Perhaps a spirit that she inadvertently brought home with the mysterious antique dolls. Now, Linda isn't the kind of person who scares.
Okay, so she bought a whole bunch of dolls, and then she put her phone on the bed and faced it specifically to one doll. That one specific doll moved. Then she sets up her phone somewhere and is talking about her hair, and then the phone spins and falls, and then it spins even more the moment she walks into the view. I'm gonna guess that she has one of those motion trackers, and when she came into frame, just barely into frame, the motion tracker rotated to get her on camera, and that made the phone rotate. Because it literally spins in place. Also, if you notice, the mirrors and the stuff on her wall are all witchcraft things. So she believes that she is a witch.
easily, and she even starts making funny videos about her experiences. Hoping to film something with her Chucky doll, she places it in one of her kitchen cabinets, but then things take a sinister turn.
Okay, everyone's been saying look under your sink because it's about to be a mess. Let's see. Ah! It was Chucky. What the fuck? Okay, I didn't plan this one. Chucky was just supposed to pop out, but his hair is moving. Holy shit. What the hell? Okay, I really do. Oh no, move, god damn it. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, joke's over. Joke's over. I was about to say we got haunted dolls in this house. Oh my god.
All of a sudden, the doll's hair begins to move, seemingly all on its own, and then its head violently spins around. But it only gets creepier from there. One night, Linda and her husband are awoken in the middle of the night by a loud banging sound coming from downstairs. Fearing someone might be trying to break in, they immediately dial 911. However, when the police arrive, there doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary, except for something strange on the footage captured by Linda's doorbell camera.
Look at it before bed. Yeah, dude. Something's in her door right there, bro.
Stop being hyper, please. It's scaring me.
Ready? Something's in her window.
Wait, I've got my hand on the speaker. Hold on. You're gonna hear 3 knocks. The first one is with whoever is holding our curtain where you can see into our house. We're both still in the bed at this point. This is gonna be the first knock. So whoever is inside our house right now, and they've got the curtain pulled up to beat on the door. You're gonna hear the first one, hear the second one, and the third one. Play it. Second, third.
So, their thing is somebody was in our house and they knocked on our window, and it definitely wasn't us. But look, here's a video of the video on our phone, and it's like you can download this stuff and then add it to videos. You can download stuff and then add it to your computer so that you can edit your videos. What they're doing is they're trying to make it so it's really difficult to see it because you're looking at a lower resolution video on a phone through a camera. Because if they just uploaded the video itself, you'd be able to see that it's literally one of them. Let's see. Yeah.
You can see the curtain being pulled back, but there's no one standing there. You can see straight through it.
There's an arm right there at the top of the screen. That's the arm right there.
As they watch the recording, something we can't see seems to repeatedly...
It's not repeating. That's literally the arm right there. That is the arm. That is an arm right there.
pull the curtain open and closed from inside the house. According to Linda, no one was in the room at the time. By this point, Linda is growing tired of the creepy disturbances and tries to get rid of the dolls by selling them at a yard sale. But in a twist of irony, 3 of the dolls are stolen in the middle of the night.
To
to the thief that stole these dolls out of the yard sale at 3 o'clock this morning, you're going to regret it. They're haunted. Had you waited till sunlight, you would have seen the sign that was under them that said, haunted dolls. If you have children, please don't buy.
But were they really stolen? Or do these mysterious dolls have a mind of their own? Whatever the case may be, is undeniable.
Her and her husband are both in on it. It's fake. Also, if that one doll and the Chucky doll were the haunted dolls, why would you sell the other two and put the other two not haunted ones out there? The dolls that were in the photo aren't the ones that... I mean, it's a friggin' joke.
That Linda was experiencing something truly unsettling. And if they were indeed stolen, whoever took them might just be getting more than what they bargained for.
Ghost in the Road, here we go,
The
another
next
one.
creepy clips were uploaded by TikTok user Lowboy Ken after he witnessed
This one, again,
something from his worst nightmares. While driving along the interstate in the middle of the night, Ken's dashcam recorded the whole thing. Take a look.
You can go meet up with him and see if she can get him to confess. And it's a tough...
yeah, that... Literally somebody walking across the road. Now, let's get this one started
Meet up
again.
with him and see if she can get him to confess. And it's a tough...
Now, if that wasn't a person, why did that other truck swerve? Right there. Moves over in the lane. Maintains the same lane, but
She can get him to confess.
moves over.
And it's a tough decision
Moves
on
over.
her, but Amy ultimately agrees. She wears
That other truck saw it
the
too.
white and she picks up Chuck and she...
What
Not only did they see it and pull around, they took their foot off the gas and slowed down to check their mirrors. It's a real person just walking across the highway. Crazy people do crazy things. Homeless people do crazy homeless things.
looks like a woman in a long white dress can be seen slowly crossing the busy highway. And if that isn't strange enough, there's something not quite right about her.
I thought it was really, really weird. It creeped me out. I had goosebumps for like an hour straight on my arms. My hair was standing up on my arms. It was really creepy. It was scary.
Ken is understandably freaked out by the experience and isn't sure how to explain what he saw, but things are about to get much creepier. The next night, in almost exactly the same spot, at almost exactly the same time, a car was involved in a collision when the driver apparently swerved to avoid something in the road. 2 people tragically passed away, leaving just one survivor who claims just before the tragedy, they saw a woman in a white dress.
I had another driver reach out to me after I posted it on Facebook that he was going through there about 20 minutes before I did with another driver right behind him, and they seen the same thing as I did, but they just didn't catch it on camera. And today, at the same time as we went through there, there was a car accident, multiple cars. 2 people ended up dying. 2 people went to the hospital. Well, the 2 people that went to the hospital they gave a statement that they seen a white figure in the road, and that's why the one car swerved into the other car.
So just what exactly did Ken capture on the road that night?
Homeless person crossing the road. Bridges are a big hotspot for homeless people because it gets them cover, and also if you go to the side, like right up here in this area, there's a lot of coverage there where, people can't go. Police aren't going to pull up next to the stop on the highway and hassle you as a homeless person. You're going to get left alone there. the overpass. People aren't going to stop on an overpass and hassle you under the bridge. I mean, I've literally been homeless. It was a rough time, but it happens, and that's a key fact. And just because, oh, well, somebody died the next day at the same time, yeah, it's probably a homeless person going across the street or across the highway to a truck stop or something to either wash up or get food or something. But the other vehicle that is in front of him slowed down and swerved because they saw it too. So it was a real person.
Was it the spirit of a woman? Did this mysterious spirit cause the crash that occurred on the same stretch of road? Let me know what you think down in the comments. 30 years ago, John Huckert and John Mikowski moved into a century-old house in the hills of California, but soon after settling in, creepy things started happening, eventually leading to the couple to believe that their new home was haunted by some kind of evil entity. At first, it was a bathroom door that kept opening and closing on its own. Huckert, an amateur photographer, owned a Polaroid camera at the time.
An amateur photographer using a Polaroid. You're not an amateur photographer if you're using a Polaroid. You're just a person who went to Sears or Radio Shack. I mean, Polaroids, they're not amateur photography cameras. They're literally, cheap. It's literally one step up from a disposable.
They started snapping pictures of the door whenever it opened.
So I shut the door again, and then when it started opening again, that's when I snapped it, and that's the picture with the scary face on it. First I thought it had to be a joke because it looks so much like the stereotypical, ooh, scary ghost.
But the story only gets stranger from there, with many more unexplainable things taking place inside the couple's home. Huckert even claims to have seen what he calls, quote, shadow people. A while later, Huckert and Mikowski decided to invite some friends over for a seance. Right after Huckert asked, "Are you here?" someone snapped a photograph, and although nothing out of the ordinary seemed to happen at first, it was as the Polaroid developed that Huckert got his answer. A strange mist appeared in the photograph, which seemed to spell out the word yes.
The first question that we ask is, are you here?
This is the photo they say they took. At first they thought it was another odd cloud, but then, upon a closer look, they claimed they saw the letters Y-E-S.
That just changed everything. It's one thing to get like weird light patterns and stuff like that. It's another to get like communication.
But this wasn't the only cryptic message they would receive. For the next 20 years, they would find thousands of them hidden inside Polaroids. In this clip from 1992, John H. describes the entire process, from loading up the film, asking the question, and getting the response.
We load it in.
Opening the film.
Okay, right. Did you die in this house?
Asking the question.
Only this time, the answer comes not in English, but in Latin.
It looks like it says corpus delicti.
Sounds like we need to get out the wet dictionary.
Corpus delicti.
Corpus delicti, literal translation, the body of the crime. For John H. and John M., the mystery deepened.
Okay, Polaroid, paranormal writings in the Polaroids, there is a technique to it, a technique to fake it, and it's been around for a long time. And magicians do it, psychics do it, but mainly, like, if you see a magician doing it, like that the masked magician, the guy that made the elephant disappear and showed how it's done. Even David Blaine and Chris Angel do the Polaroid tricks, and it's like for two people to figure out how it's done. Yeah, it's not hard, especially because they're in California, and the place that they're in is a hot spot for street magic.
And in every homeowner's nightmare, they began to fear that one day they would find the victim of a terrible crime buried on their property. Amidst accusations that they were faking the photographs of the ghostly messages, they invited a group of paranormal investigators, filmmakers, and even scientists to come and take pictures in the house with their own cameras. All of the photographs taken that night contained something that even the most hardened skeptic struggles to find an explanation for. Two separate people even captured photographs that spelled out the message, "Dig here," seeming to confirm the two Johns' fears that there might be something buried beneath the house. And that's not all. In addition to the messages in the photographs, over the years, the couple had also claimed to see what they refer to as, quote, shadow people around the property.
Something that I've seen a lot, and a few other people have seen, are these shadow people, I guess is what you call them, because they're like shadows, but they're in the middle of the room.
At the end of the night, everyone who had been invited to the gathering at John H. and John M.'s home posed for a group photo, but when they checked the developed photograph, there was someone or something standing in amongst them, something that no one could explain.
And amongst our group is another figure, but it's not a person, it's the shadow of a person, but there was nobody there.
The shadowy figure can be seen standing right next to John H., and even the most skeptical of the guests present that night had no idea how to explain what they were seeing. Whether it's real or not, the two Johns have been living with it for almost 30 years and remain convinced.
Okay, so they show pictures that guests supposedly took, and then they show images of people that are recent there taking Polaroids and being like, okay, these are the people. When in reality, these are the people from that night. And you've got the two guys and their friends, and it's like these. It's not hard to do sleight of hand and swap out a Polaroid for one that you've already doctored already. So it wouldn't surprise me that they just, two street magicians deciding, you know what, let's play a long con, make ourselves famous, and then people pay to come to our house where we can just mess with them.
That only something paranormal can explain the creepy things that have been happening to them. But what do you think? Is the home of John Huckert and John Makowski really as haunted as they say it is? Or is it all a big hoax? One that's been going on for more than 20 years and involves multiple unrelated witnesses? You tell me. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you're a fan...
Yeah, I mean, it's... There's a lot going on with the Polaroid paranormal crap. Unless it is where, you see them take the photo, they place the photo down, and everybody watches while it, like, somebody is recording them do it, then that's one thing. But to take photos, pass stuff around, point things out, and draw attention away from the photo itself, that's when things get switched and swapped and sleight of hand. I don't believe in a lot of that stuff, so it is what it is. But that's another video for the week. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one. See you next time.